fine. It can record for a minute or two.
It's episode... I just had our last episode pulled up. Yes, 19. You are correct.
Excellent. I'm taking my glasses off. I can't even see.
I can't see without them, so they're just going to have to glare. Otherwise, I'll be like... What?
So, I think my prescription has changed because I keep looking over my glasses.
Oh, do you think you need bifocals?
Maybe. I don't know. I keep looking over my glasses, though, to look at the TV and stuff. I keep catching myself looking over my glasses. What about when you...
I look through
my...
Ooh, you need bifocals.
Y'all, I'm getting old AF.
I'm pretty sure when I had a eye exam probably 5 years ago, they told me I probably needed bifocals, but it would be a shame for someone my age to have bifocals. And 5 years ago would be your age, so...
So hello, everybody.
Hi!
Welcome to Gal Kitten Knittin. I am Gal, also known as Chelsea.
Oh, and I'm Heather, also known as Space Kitten 3000. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and Twitter as Space Kitten 3000.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Gal Knits Yarn, and on the third one, Twitter, as Callie Alvia.
I thought did your Twitter not change?
So, no, the Twitter hasn't actually changed. It says Gal Knits Yarn, but it's still at Callie Alvia.
Okay, that's probably what I was thinking.
So, that's why it looks different. But yes, it is on Instagram and Ravelry as at Gal Knits Yarn. So look for us at those two different places. And y'all, I changed my hair. It's a little cray-cray.
Shocking, right?
It's a little cray-cray right now, but I've decided to embrace my gray. This is all natural. And yeah, that's gray. It's totally gray.
I would have gray too. So. But I'm not embracing my natural at this time. It is black.
I just kind of had enough, and I said, let's just rock with it.
But the thing is, with your haircut, it can look cray-cray and still, look like it's intentionally, messy bedhead.
Yeah.
My bedhead, there's nothing cute or intentional about it. It's not good.
Yeah.
So.
No, mine's fine. I don't care. I just don't care.
Oh, my phone went off.
Yep.
Sorry.
So that's who we are.
Yes, and this is episode 19.
Episode 19. So a couple of things have happened since we have seen you. Since we saw.
Sorry, we might be a little rusty.
Very rusty.
In a bit, and it's been a couple of months. I'll tell you that.
It has been. So we went to Disney World.
We finally took the birthday trip to Disney World that we've been planning for a year.
Over a year.
Yeah, we got back 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know, in my mind I'm still there.
Yeah.
I look at pictures every day and think about how wonderful it was.
We left a month ago. So we got back 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah.
That blows my mind because I feel like it was a week ago.
Because I think we left on the 19th and today
we left on November, the 20th, yep. And today's
November is the 16th.
Yeah. That's
November
crazy.
The 16th. So we're recording on Saturday, November 16th.
Yes. And we are back from Disney. My months leading up to our trip did not involve a lot of knitting. I was very preoccupied with being excited and planning for our trip. So, we both took knitting with us.
Yeah.
And I knit a small amount on the plane, but not even really that much on the plane. And we kind of had talked about taking something to knit while we're standing in lines for rides. But we were so lucky.
Oh my gosh,
while
you guys.
we were at Disney World, where we were not in lines long enough
No.
To get our knitting out and
No.
knit. I think the longest wait time was 40 minutes, but we didn't even have to wait 40 minutes. The line moved a lot quicker than that.
Definitely.
Everything else was like 15 minutes because of fast passes and things like that. So I'm hoping, because it's cold now, while we were in Florida, it was 90 degrees and humid and very, very, very hot.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got back to Oklahoma, it was like in the 40s. Perfect knitting weather. So I think she has been on a roll.
I've been doing good.
Last
She's been doing
episode was the kitten show. This is going to be the gal show because her notes compared to mine are like nothing. So, but I think we're both pretty pleased with what we've accomplished and are really like looking forward to what we have
Definitely
planned now that sadly vacation is over.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to go back. I want to go back. Like, I want to go back immediately.
She's already planning a second trip to Disney World.
Christmas. I want to go to at Christmas. I did Halloween. Now I want to go at Christmas. I want to stay at the Wilderness Lodge. See, I'm dream planning already. Like the week after I got back, I was already dream planning a Christmas vacation.
It wasn't even the week after. It was the week of you were dream planning.
That's true. I just need to live there. Not in Orlando. I mean in Disney World. I need to like live in Disney World.
There you go. There you go.
So, should we start with whips?
Sure.
Or no, FOs. We start with FOs. See, I'm out of practice. It's because I don't have any FOs. That's why I was going to just skip
on through.
She's got FOs, though.
I got FOs. I do. So I worked really hard. I wanted to have my Comfort Fade Cardi done by the time I went to Disney World. And y'all, I did it.
She did it. She worked so
my
hard.
My housework, didn't happen, but I managed the rest of it. Hello? Hold on a second. Sorry about that. We had a bit of an interruption.
We had a visitor. A happy visitor.
We had a very happy visitor. So I worked really hard before I left for Disney, and I managed to get my Comfort Fade Cardi all complete before we left for Disney, and I had it on the plane, and
it was way too hot. I brought my featherweight, and I think I wore it one evening, but I'm pretty cold-natured, but it was so hot while we were there.
Oh, yeah. But I've definitely managed to get some.
Well, and being on the plane and the airports and stuff, it was perfect. It looks so good.
So, and the yarn is by the Fiber Seed in their Seed DK, and I did put pockets in this. The original pattern by Andrea Mowry does not have pockets in it. I did put pockets in this. But the colorways are Silver, Winter Sky, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Tiffany. And yeah, I really enjoyed working on this project, and it was a joy. I could totally see me doing another one of these sweaters at some point in time.
I want to make one.
I know you do. You know, the hardest part of it was picking up the sleeves for the shawl collar. Or picking up the sleeves. Picking up the stitches for the shawl collar was kind of a booger.
Did you have to do was it every stitch, or was it every, for every 5 stitches pick up 3?
It was
because I have a hard time
every
with that.
7 stitches pick up 6 or something like that. Or
I'm really bad at picking up stitches. I don't like it. I was telling her earlier that
it was rough. It was rough. And
I feel like I'm always worried I'm picking up the stitches wrong.
So I've got a story to tell you. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I didn't think about it before. Apparently, I have a thing with Andrea Mowry patterns where I absolutely love Andrea Mowry designs, but I question her patterns. And
wow, quite the statement.
I did that in this in the Comfort Fade Cardi, and I realized it was when I was picking up the stitches for the
collar or whatever.
Collar. Thank you. Words. They're hard. So I went on and I'm doing it, and it's not right. Like, things, I'm knitting and things are not lining up right, and things just aren't working right. And so I rip it out and I pick up stitches again, and I start knitting again, and same thing. Things aren't working right. Something's not looking right. And I just say, forget it. I'm just going with this. We're just dealing with this. And I keep going. Well, it's like 3 days later when I realize, oh yeah, she's telling me to work from the right side. And I'm thinking the right side when you're looking at it, not the right side when you're wearing it. So I was completely flop-sided on how I was picking up stitches, and there's like an area of my stitching where it's double purl and double knit instead of knit and purl. And so it's fine, it's no big deal. You wouldn't notice it unless you like really looked at it. But yeah, it was, I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Couldn't figure it out, and finally, like days later, I was just like,
it just occurred to you.
It occurred to me. Like, I didn't second guess it. I just went with it, and it was like, that's why. I misunderstood what I was doing. Okay, great. And I'll come to the next Andrea Mowry second guessing in a little bit. So that's my first FO. Second FO is the Polku Missy Bun Hat by Kati or Katie Jappinen. I made this for my little niece. I will put a picture of it in here somewhere.
And we'll also link, like, it'll be in the show.
And it's always, of course, in my Ravelry project pages. I do keep that up to date. But that is done and sent and loved, and I'm excited about that. So that was done.
Did they send you a picture of her wearing it?
No.
They should.
No, they didn't. That's okay. You know, it was a little tricky getting gauge because the yarn that I used, it's a bulky knit, and the yarn that I used, I'm not sure what the gauge was for it. I just kind of looked at it and went, that's bulky. I didn't actually do the wraps per inch or anything like that. And then I knit it together and kind of went, well, I think this, or knit the gauge and went, I think this is okay, and knit the whole thing. And they said, well, it's a little tight, but it'll work. So it could have been that they were being nice and it didn't fit her.
Oh, wow.
It could always happen.
Oh, that's true.
It could always happen. So, and I told him if that was the case to let me know, and I would definitely send her one that actually fit.
Yeah.
So
They would do that.
I knew it was touchy, but
yeah.
So there's that. And that is, oh no, that's not.
No,
that's not all my FOs.
No.
Okay, so if I have any family watching,
close your eyes.
Close your eyes. I will put a timestamp in here of when you can start watching again, so you can fast forward through to when you can start watching again. These are Christmas knits for family. We will start with the starting now. Go away.
Don't watch. Don't watch if you're family.
So I made these for all of the guys in my family. I think I've told you guys this before. My husband is Canadian. And he is a naturalized American citizen now. But all of his family is in Canada, etc., with the exception of a couple of stray family members that are here in the States. So I am making the Happy 150A toque by Cozy Up Knits. Yay! This is in the Knit Picks Simply Wool Bulky in Winkle, and Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Bulky in red. So Winkle in red. Yeah, it was a very simple knit. I had a couple of questions on the pattern, but nothing too major. And and I got it done in like a day's time, like 24 hours. It was a really quick, really quick knit. But if you notice, actually it's not too bad on me. So I'm a 22-inch head. The cloth here kind of pulls a little bit, and this is making gauge, so it pulls a little bit at gauge in the bulky weight yarn, and most guys are going to have a bigger head than a 22-inch head, so it'll pull even more on them. I'm hoping that with blocking it'll loosen up some.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
I made a toque with an additional 4 inches on it, basically based upon gauge, to stay in pattern, and that ended up being too big for my father-in-law because he did try it on. It was blocked and everything like that, so man, my hair is crazy now. So, you know, I'll go ahead and block these and see how they sit well rested and everything, and we'll go from there and see if I want to continue making the toques per the pattern design, or if I want to go ahead and do them per the added 4 stitches or added 4 inches that I did. So we'll see. But there's this. The next one that I completed. Do you have any FOs before I keep going?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
I did a couple of more FOs. Where's this cowl? It's going to be a little bit difficult to see. This is the Owl Cowl by LaDonna Maxwell. There are little tiny owls here in the design.
You can see them.
And there are
right
some
there.
beads there for their eyes. The yarn is by Wonderland Yards and Frabjous Fibers in the Cheshire Cat in the Happy Summer Days colorway.
So you use 2 different yarns?
No.
Wait, what?
Cheshire Cat is, I think, I'm sorry, that's really confusing.
Oh, is it like the...
In the Cheshire Cat yarn base,
Gotcha.
I'm assuming is what this is. And the Happy Summer Days is the colorway.
Okay, I understand now.
One of my sisters-in-law, I took her shopping here a couple of years ago to a local yarn shop and asked her to pick out some yarn that she really loved and decide on a pattern that she really loved. And she picked this yarn and this pattern, and I told her I would make it for her. And it took me 2 years to finally do, but I finally did. And this is what we came up with. Now there was a ton of extra yarn, so I decided to make her some fingerless mitts. And these are the Tinsel mitts by Andrea Mowry. And here's where my story comes in. So the increase for the thumb kind of comes at an odd place, and I thought that the increase needed to go up the thumb in the middle. Kind of makes sense. That way your pattern, your slip stitches can stay up the middle here, which is what all the project pictures look like. Well, I did my version of that, and this is her version of that, and the slip stitches are a little bit offset and a little bit offset here, but here are your increased stitches here. So I have no idea if I misinterpreted her pattern or what I did wrong, but I swear all of the people that are wearing the pattern have the stitches there in the middle. My stitches are off here to the side for the one that actually followed the pattern. I have no idea. Go figure. But I second guessed the pattern and came up with this, and then decided to follow the pattern and came up with this.
Which one did you knit first?
The second guess I came up with
okay.
first, and follow the pattern I did second. So Go figure.
But it does look like on the project pictures that the slip stitches are in the middle.
Yeah. So I don't know what I've done wrong.
But then when I put on this one, it kind of looked, I don't know, maybe it depends on like the size of your hand or something. I don't know, because it kind of looks like it goes down the middle on me. See? So I don't know.
I don't know, but these are unblocked, so I have to block these guys. And I still have a bit of yarn left over from that cake of yarn after all of that. I still have, let me show you what I have.
I keep yawning, I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're boring. Just yawning. I got up early this morning.
I still have that much yarn left over. That's quite a bit of yarn for 2 projects.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that much yarn left over. That is all of my FOs. So
I guess I'll start with a whip.
Start with a whip.
Which one should I start with? The big one or the little one? I only have 2. Should I start with this one or this one?
Start with that one.
Okay. I will start with the little one. And it is the one that I took with me to Disney World. And I started it before we left. It's the Sockhead hat by Kelly Mcclure. This is my second one. And I started it the rib before we left so that I would just have to knit stockinette while we were there. But I actually, this was not all done at Disney. I worked on this a lot about the week after I got back. I'm just about at the part where I can start doing the decreases. And this is in the lamb strings yarn, tra-la-la sock base in her Relax It's Just Magic colorway.
That is gorgeous.
So yeah, it's I love this color. This is my second Sockhead hat, and the first one I made was also from Lamb Strings yarn in her Leaky Cauldron colorway. And that one I did the brim at like 2 inches, I think, and then I didn't knit it as long in the not body, the head. But this time I'm doing it exactly like the pattern calls for. I'm not making any adjustments or anything. So I did the brim just as much as it said, which I think is 4 inches. And then however long you're supposed to do that, I don't remember. But yeah, I'm pretty close to being done if I just sat down and did it. And like, I could probably get it done next week. Like if I just worked on it after work and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that was my Disney knit.
So what have you been working on instead of that hat?
My big project. I've been working on the Once in Floral sweater. I don't even think the last time we podcast I had this cast on.
No, you didn't, because you were asking what colors you should cast on.
That's right. You guys will be super excited to see I did the teal, which is what most people said I should do. And then after I started doing the teal, my husband said I made the right choice because he was the one that said I should do the red.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the teal and he said I made the right choice. But the body is done. I have all of it. I'm doing the neckband right now, which there's a little story to this, but I'll get back to it. But the body is done. And then after I get done with the ribbing for the neck, I will do the sleeves. So, my tension was a little tight. Little is an understatement. It was pretty tight. I've done smaller color work projects before, and I didn't feel that I had a problem with my tension in the other color work. I did the underwing mitts and the Patiki cowl, and I thought I had really good tension. The tension, I think, was pretty off in this, but after I got done with the color work section, I blocked it because I knew if I didn't block it and find out if it would be flat, I would worry about it the whole time, and then I wouldn't be able to enjoy finishing the sweater. So I blocked it and it worked. It's pretty flat. This is the back. It's pretty flat. It's still puckering. I don't know how much you'll be able to tell on camera. I think you can tell a bit, but I'm okay with it. This is the biggest color work project I've ever done, and I knew my tension was tight even when I was trying to loosen it. But I think especially once it's on, it'll be fine. I'm not mad about it at all, especially compared to what it was before I blocked it. I did make one little mistake. It's on the back. I have a little marker right here. I just kept going with that blue. When it was supposed to be gray, so I'm going to have to fix that after the fact. But it's on the back, so my hair would probably cover it anyway, even if I didn't fix it. So the pattern actually has you do the sleeves before you do the neck. But when I'm done with the sleeves, I just want to be done with the sweater. Like, I feel like that's the last thing. Like, I want to be done with the sleeves and then be like, okay, my sweater's done. And the neck seemed like such a little thing to do. So I just decided to do the neck and then start the sleeves. And I didn't really understand why you don't start with the rib, because it's a top down sweater. I didn't understand why you just didn't start with the rib, but now I do, because it's supposed to have a fold over, like a double collar. So you knit it and then you fold it and seam it. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to knit it in rib until I feel like it's high enough and then just bind off. Just personal preference. I don't think it really makes a difference. I think it's supposed to be more comfortable and not as tight doing it the way the pattern is written. We'll see. That's just what I'm going to do.
And this pattern is by Max Cyr.
Yes. I just assumed everybody knew this already, I guess. But yeah, so I think I'm just going to probably knit this for about a 1/2 inch more and then just bind off loosely. I usually, when I bind off on rib, I go up 2 needle sizes so that it's very stretchy. That's what I did at the bottom. So that's what I'll do, and then it'll be sleeves, and then it'll be done. My intention is for this to be my Thanksgiving sweater, which I think I could do, no problem. I want to wear it on Thanksgiving. The only other thing of note is that I did not have, I used double pointed needles for sleeves, and I was going to have to buy some in the size that I needed. So I actually bought 9-inch circulars instead. I've never tried 9-inch circulars. I really like DPNs a lot. But I just decided to try. I know it's weird. I really like them. I don't have any trouble with them or anything. So, but I just decided I was just going to try a 9-inch circular.
What size are you working on?
It'll be a size 4.
I think I didn't have a 4, and that's why.
Yeah, I think last time you checked to see if you had 4.
That's right.
DPNs. So I was gonna have to order either DPNs, and who knows, I might still have to purchase DPNs if I don't like the 9-inch circulars. But I'm gonna try it and see. So I'll probably let you know next time. So those are my only whips.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, whips.
You got a lot of whips too, right? No, you only have like a couple. That's right.
I only have a couple.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Where's my other one? It's somewhere in here. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
So first I want to give a big shout out to Debbie of my spinning group. She made us these adorable Star Wars Halloween bags.
Aren't they cute?
And they kind of match and kind of don't match and kind of like.
Well, this is
other.
my lining and this is her lining.
This is
so
my
they
lining.
kind of do.
They twin each other. And then I made these little pumpkin zipper pulls. So anyway.
Yes, thank you. She made these for us for our Disney trip because we went to Galaxy's Edge too during Halloween season.
Halloween, yes.
So she made these for us, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. She is Texas Pink Chick on Instagram. So make sure to follow her because she is a doll.
Yes, and I love it so much. I'm still using it even though it's not Halloween. It's always Halloween in my heart, but I love this bag. It's so cute. So
I cast on and then I ripped out the Everyday Slouchy Beanie by Tristan Molina.
Who is Dragon Hoard.
Yarns. And I'm doing this and then I cast it on again. Or I'm working on casting it on. So I am currently in the middle of a crochet provisional cast on.
Uh-oh.
And I lost one of my stitch markers.
Here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I am using, this is
Teeny Buttons.
Teeny Buttons, and this is Keeper of the Keys.
I should know because I got that for her.
She did get this for me.
Christmas.
It is Christmas, yes.
Yeah.
And y'all, I can't remember what mohair this is, but I am putting them together to make this Everyday Slouchy Beanie. So this will be a thing.
Well, and she had it cast on. And then what happened when we were on vacation? Something happened and she had
stitches came out.
So she was like, "Oh, I'm going to just have to cast on this
like
whole
half
thing."
my stitches pulled off the needle and I was just like, well,
which you're not going to do that in the middle of a, Disney line. You're not going to do a provisional cast on.
No, so I was just like, well, I'm just going to pull this out and restart it. So that was that. The other thing that I am working on, and this is actually kind of in conjunction with Texas Pink Chick, is the Snuggle is Real by Max Cyr. However you say his last name. I am sorry, Maxim, if I am butchering your name. And here are some colors that I dyed up for actually a different project that I decided to use for this project. Yeah, so there's that. And you have a provisional cast on for this one as well.
Where's your third color? Do you have your third color with you?
Oh, yeah.
There's a third color.
There is a third color, and it is going to be the inside of the Snuggle cowl.
So, while we were at Disney, she bought a little sweatshirt. What is it? Mickey?
Mouser size.
Mouser size, yeah. A Mouser size sweatshirt. And I think that will look so cute with your Mouser size sweatshirt. Because it has like those same kind of like 80s colors, like in little neon. I think it would look really cute.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
That when you showed me those colors, that's the first thing I thought of, is that you needed to wear it with that sweatshirt.
Those bright colors,
yeah. Because their sweatshirt's gray, but it has those bright colors in it.
So here's kind of the funny thing about this. I am trying to work out of my stash right now. So my stash is bright colors, but my current outlook is neutrals. So,
do you mean internally, like emotionally, or just...
No, just like what I'm wanting to knit with. I'm really wanting to knit with more neutrals, and so I actually have, let me grab it real quick. Because it's right here on the top.
Ooh, yeah, I like those a lot.
I'm wanting to do something with this more neutrally purple.
Is that one you bought in Canada?
It is one that I bought. It is by Blossom and Fern Yarn Company. It is their Velvet Plum and their Darling Sock. I am trying to decide what I want to do with this. I've been waffling back and forth. So there are thoughts on this. There is also this squid ink, this carpet bag squid ink.
I made a shawl out of that a couple years ago. It's beautiful.
So this one is only 240 yards, and I think it's a DK weight.
I think it's DK, yeah.
I probably had it earmarked for another project, but there again, I just kind of want to do something with some neutrals right now.
Well,
so
it's fall time, you know.
It's like fall, and I'm feeling I'm feeling less bright and poppy. I love my bright and poppy, but at the same time, I'm wearing more neutrals right now, and...
But you know what? If you're wearing more neutrals, sometimes bright and poppy is really cute. Like what you have on right now. She has gray skinny jeans on and this black cute top that has a little split in the back that you can't see, but it's really cute. But like a pop of color would be really cute with that.
Yeah.
You can work it. But
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's just where you might, but you know, I've lost the color in my hair, so now I feel like I need to lose the color in my clothing a little bit as well too. I just need to neutralize a little bit.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having some neutrals in your wardrobe, so you can if that's what you're feeling, you can switch them out.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wanting. Is I'm wanting some more neutrals in my wardrobe, and all I have are like bright colors. So.
Darn, you have to buy more yarn?
Ah!
Dang it.
Who knew? Who knew?
Bummer.
But on that note, let's talk about some acquisitions here.
Yeah.
Acquisitions.
Well, my acquisitions will also go into my queue because I don't keep a stash. So anything I get, I have something in my queue for.
Do it.
So you want me to start?
Go for it.
Okay. Well, do you want to just talk about these first since we both have some of these? Okay. So, back to Disney World. I should say, I follow Kitty with a Cupcake on Instagram. And about a month, maybe a month and a half, I believe she went in September. She went to Disney World. And she had a picture. I don't know if she put it in her stories or if it was actually in her feed of a little Mickey waffle progress keeper. And I was like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? What is that? And she was telling me that they have charms throughout Disney World, and therefore like charm bracelets and things like that. So she was awesome that she replied to me, and she was so sweet. But so I was kind of on the lookout while we were there, and we went to this store in Magic Kingdom called Sir Mickey's. And we found all the charms, and we got some for our knitting. So, I will start with, none of you will be surprised if you follow me on Instagram, that I got Pluto. He's a little sweet, because I was missing my baby girl while we were at Disney World. So I had to get a little Pluto. He's so sweet. He's been hanging out on my Once in Floral. He's been there, but I took him off so I could show him. And then I really love the classic Disney characters, and I love Donald because he's grumpy and he's funny. So I got a little Donald. And then those were the first two I got. And then on a second trip to Sir Mickey's, I had to come back and get the Mickey Sorcerer's hat from Fantasia. It has the little ears and so cute. And this one's been on my Sockhead hat, but I took it off. So those are the ones I got. And they make me so happy because I think about my wonderful trip every time I see my knitting.
So I got, let's see if she'll face forward for us. I got Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Oh. Maybe not.
She's not cooperating.
She's not cooperating. And I got
little rainbow rhinestone.
Little rainbow rhinestone Mickey.
He won't turn. Here we go.
Here we go.
Little rainbow rhinestone Mickey.
And then there is, of course, you have to have the ever sassy Tinkerbell. And then this one is for my hubby. And I'm not going to know which one this is.
He told us how to tell the difference, but I don't remember.
It's either Chip or it's Dell.
And apparently you know the difference because one has a red nose and one has a black nose.
And I don't remember which one is which.
And I didn't even know that until he told us while we were there.
There's that. So that's for my husband. So those were our little acquisitions. I also have to share with you. Kitten and I made bags. Kitten mostly made bags.
I sewed the bags.
Kitten sewed bags for our sojourn there at Disney World. I don't have a Cricut. I have a Silhouette. And so we were able to cut out these wonderful things here in the middle and
so we made bags.
So we made bags.
I made the bags and then she did all of the vinyl stuff because I don't know how to do that.
I wouldn't.
But we had those, so that was really fun to have little special.
Yeah. So we had great purses for
tote bags.
Our trip there to Disney World. So
I think that's all the Disney World.
That's all the Disney.
Now.
We're done with Disney.
Yeah. I'm not done.
This is not a Disney podcast. You're not done?
I want to go back. No, I'm just saying I'm not done with Disney. I want more. Okay.
Heather was sweet and gifted me with this Knit Picks Capretta Superwash in Embers Heather. I have a few skeins of this that I have earmarked for some projects. I have some ideas for it.
That's what I was going to use for the
flax.
And I wasn't liking, the flax wasn't really something I was inspired to do, and then I wasn't really happy with the yarn I chose, so I'd rather gift it to someone who will use it and enjoy it, so that's what I did.
Used.
Yep.
It will get used. My mother also gave me this really interesting yarn from Raven Fiber Arts in Alaska. It is 45% Kiviot, 45% merino wool, and 10% silk. I believe Kiviot is from musk ox. Yeah, it's really, you want to feel that?
Yeah, I hadn't seen this yet. It's incredibly soft. It's really pretty.
Yeah, I think it's a fingering weight. It doesn't say what weight it is. But it's 1 ounce, 200 yards.
28 grams.
28 grams. So.
It's very soft.
I've got to come up with a pattern for it. Supposedly there's some on the website.
Oh, that's nice. On like the brand's website?
I think it's.
Or the yarn brand?
The yarn. No, not the yarn. The. Where you buy the yarn. The yarn
store.
Yarn store.
Mm.
Words, they escape me.
The Hoard.
And last but not least, I don't think I had this in last time. I bought this back in April and it finally came in. This is by the Blue Brick Dye Works in Canada. This is the Mantuan Sparkle Woolly Mammoth in the Ibis colorway. This is for the wingspan. And of course I didn't write down who it was by.
I was going to see if I could check real quick, but it's probably just going to play our, it started playing our old podcast.
Yeah.
It's
but
fun.
this is for the wingspan.
I thought we had it down here, but.
And I do want to eventually do the wingspan, but I'm thinking it'll be more of a spring work, not so much a winter work. So I am looking forward to working with this more next year, not so much during this winter. So, stitch markers. That's all my...
Okay, well, I can go into my acquisitions because that will lead us into the queue.
Let's do it.
See, I was not done with Disney. I do have something Disney related.
See?
While we were at Disney, my husband, we were at the, what was that art store in Epcot that we were in? What was it called? There's an art.
It's like the art of Disney, isn't it?
It might be the art of Disney in Epcot. And we went, and I thought I had the picture saved, so now I'm going to have to look it up again. But I asked my husband if after we got back, I asked him if he wanted me to make him a hat. And he was like, yeah, I would love a hat. And I said, well, what kind of hat? Like, what kind of colors? Like, you know, what are you thinking? And he said he wanted a hat like the hipster Mickey ears that we saw at the Art of Disney at Epcot. So, here is a picture of the hipster Mickey ears. So he wants this beanie that hipster Mickey is wearing. It's looking like it's pulling way more pink than it actually is.
It's more of a salmon.
It's more of a salmon. So I was like, I can do that. So I already had kind of something in mind that I had seen previously. It's not as salmon, but I think it will be good for him. Because I was honestly afraid the salmon was a bit too pink for him. So, and it's kind of unskeined itself in my bag. But this is rose gold from a homespun house. And it's very pinky, but it's got a little bit of neutral in there. So I think that will be perfect for his hat and what he'll actually wear. So he just wanted he wanted that exact beanie. He wanted a ribbed beanie in a salmon color. So I bought it's called the Madcap beanie by Amy Stringer. So I have already bought the pattern, and I am going to, when I'm done with my Once in Floral sweater, I'm going to start on that for him. And yeah, I thought that was really cute that he was like, I want that exact Mickey hipster beanie. So, so yeah, that's one of my acquisitions and a cute item. Another acquisition / Q is I purchased actually 2 skeins of this yarn from my local yarn store. It's in Midnight Canyon, and it's by a chick that knits. You might recognize that name from last episode. That's what I knit my featherweight cardigan from in her Dijon mustard colorway. I went back to my local yarn store, and I loved this color. She only had 2 skeins, so I bought the 2 skeins. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then I found the Mira by Justyna, what is it? Lorkowska. And I wanted to knit that as maybe a Christmas sweater, but I don't know that I'll have time. But I needed a 3rd skein. And my local yarn store didn't have a 3rd skein because I would have bought it, but I just bought these 2. So I contacted her. She does have an Etsy store. So I contacted her and asked her if she had any in this space, and she said yes, and she was wonderful and sweet and didn't charge me shipping because I was local, and I got a 3rd skein. So now I have 3 skeins. And it came the next day. Since she's local, it came next day. And so I'm definitely making that sweater out of this, but I don't know if it'll be my next project or not. Because I want to make a Christmas sweater. I don't know if I'll have time because this is fingering weight. I want to make I think it's called the Catbells. Sorry. Yeah, Catbells by Nodecker. I really want to make that, and it's a worsted weight, but I don't have the yarn for that, so I will have to buy yarn. But it'd probably knit up quicker, but then I'd have to spend money to get the yarn when I already have yarn for another sweater I could knit. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'd really like to wear my Once in Floral for Thanksgiving and then have a sweater to wear for Christmas, but I don't know. I don't know what I'll decide. We'll see. So those are the only things in my queue, because there's tons of things I want to make, but I already have the yarn for those things, so I know I will make those things.
So I still want to start The Weekender by Andrea Mowry. I postponed it because my mother decided she really wanted to make it too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So she decided she really wanted to make it, and she was confused by some of the notes in Andrea Mowry's pattern. And I said, well, how about we start it together when you finish your current sweater? And
from what I understand, you kind of knit it inside out. So the inside will be the outside.
You do.
Yeah.
So we're going to knit it together, and she has finished her sweater, so I think we should be able to start it now. So that should be up and coming. That should be a WIP by the next time we podcast, if not an FO. Comfort in the Chaos by Cozy Up Knits is still in the queue. I also want to make Raw Honey by Alicia Plummer.
Mm-hmm.
I have some yarn that I dyed for that. Hope you can see that okay. It's kind of looking like it's blowing out a little bit.
It is blowing out a little bit, yeah.
Everything is blowing out. Maybe it's where my lights are.
I love that pattern though.
Yeah.
I made gray ones, I don't know, a while back.
I also have the Dudester scarf by Jana Pihota in my queue because that is a Christmas knit. For my grandfather, who will not watch this podcast, so I don't have any worry that he will see
You don't have to have him pause it.
I had to pause it. I also want to make the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. Specifically in a very certain colorway that I have one skein of yarn for. I saw somebody make it out of the Bollywood in Hedgehog Fibers. And I don't remember the second colorway in Hedgehog Fibers she made it out of, but it was Bollywood and
it looked
white.
like a cream color.
It was like a cream or white, yeah. That looked gorgeous. And I have one skein of Bollywood, and I will have to buy more. But I really want to make that, so we'll see what happens.
Something we forgot to mention in acquisitions, we had a sewing day today. So I got here very early. It's not that late right now, but I got here early in the morning, and we with plans for us to sew because each of us wanted to make a large size project bag, like a sweater size project bag, for the season. And so we spent the morning sewing, and we both made So Gal's is super pretty. Hers is more just like general winter, and mine is obviously more Christmas themed. We kind of just winged it on sizes. That's kind of how I do when I make project bags like this. I don't have a pattern. I just kind of wing it as far as sizes.
And she steered me. I was just like, what do I do?
So I helped her with the construction. We kind of figured out the sizes that we wanted and things like that. But yeah, so now we have very festive project bags. So cute. And here's the lining. Our lining is cute. Mine is like white with gold leaves. And hers is little
snow fairies.
Yeah. So that's how we spent the first part of our morning. And probably my Once in Floral will live in this right now. I had it kind of squished in a different bag, but it'll probably go in this.
And my Weekender will probably live in this.
But that was really fun because we both wanted festive seasonal bags, and that was actually the first time we've sewn together. We had plans to sew together previously, but I think I was sick and all this stuff. So we actually got to sew together today, and I'm a sewer. I have sewn things and I enjoy sewing. It's not so much Gal's bag.
She's more of a sewist than I am.
But she did enjoy it more having company than sewing on her own. So that's
definitely
good. So we will maybe make more. She wants to make a specific like a Christmas specific one instead of like a winter one. And I'm kind of the opposite. Now I'm like, oh, maybe I want one with like snow and stuff. And not like...
There's more of those winter's fairies if you want it.
That's true. But yeah, we did do that today, so that was really fun. So that's an acquisition. But is that all?
I think that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll... Hopefully, I don't know. It's been so crazy. Our schedules have been...
It's been hard to get together.
Yeah.
So we'll probably try to do another one sometime before Christmas. And you'll hopefully get to see more of what we've been up to since then. More goodies, obviously.
And always follow us on Instagram because we're really good about posting updates on our projects when we finish projects and things like that, or when we've started something.
Mm-hmm.
We're both pretty good about posting pictures on our Instagram of the works in progress and things like that, that you might, if you miss us between podcasts, if you miss
come find us there.
Yeah.
Instagram is definitely the place to follow us. We're both very good on Ravelry, but Instagram is definitely the social media platform that we both
probably are most active on.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind seeing pictures of my dog, because I post a lot of pictures of my dog.
I post some pictures of my dog.
Because I'm a crazy dog lady. But that's neither.
I won't stay still.
Well, my dog's always by my side, so I always have access to her. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think that is it. And we thank you so much for watching. If you are a new viewer, we usually say this in the beginning, but if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking us out. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back, and we really appreciate your support. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. We are always happy to talk to you, and we really, really enjoy it. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Happy knitting.
Happy knitting.